Urgent airlift. We're in the sky as desperate flood victims are rescued from new flood zones just in time as Harvey makes another landfall. Also, the death toll swells. The van that carried 6 family members found, confirming the worst fears. And now concerns about the ripple effect of health risks after the storm. Hard sell. President Trump hits the road talking taxes. But what's the plan and what will it mean for your money? Mixed signals. After North Korea's new threat, President Trump says talking is not the answer. But tonight, his own defense secretary is saying something very different. And remembering Diana, Princess Kate's symbolic gesture on the eve of a tragic anniversary. Nightly News begins right now.
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
Good evening, everyone. We're glad you're here tonight. The disaster many thought couldn't get any worse has done just that. Tropical storm Harvey made its 3rd landfall in Texas early today, creating a major new flood disaster east of Houston and stranding potentially thousands more. Beaumont, Texas, has seen almost 50 inches of rain since this all began, over 26 inches yesterday alone. A stretch of I-10 there, captured in these before and after photos, shows a virtual storm-tossed sea where traffic once flowed. Tonight, the death toll across the disaster zone has climbed to at least 21, and right now, an armada of helicopters is hoisting stranded residents from flooded neighborhoods in a desperate bid to save lives. Texas Governor Abbott tonight saying this crisis isn't over. Our team remains in the thick of it. NBC's Miguel Almaguer starts us off aboard a mission of mercy and joins us now. Miguel, good evening.
Lester, good evening. It's still a very fluid situation here in Beaumont. As you can see, the military has taken over this parking lot. A short time ago, they were launching helicopters from here, and just down the road at the water's edge, they're sending rafts into the water. They have been conducting rescues all day long. Many thought the worst had passed, but they were wrong.
Tonight, this is the massive rescue operation underway. Harrowing moments as children like 11-year-old Joshua, his parents and neighbors are plucked from fast-rising floodwaters. Desperation turning to relief.
We were so happy, like God had to answer our prayers.
It happened all day long, starting early this morning when we boarded a team of Navy Seahawk helicopters headed to hard-hit Beaumont, Texas.
The weather in Beaumont has been deteriorating all day long. It's now time for these crews to go.
Within minutes, D'Amica Singleton was spotted with her family, desperately waving a white towel.
I thought y'all were going to pass us up because another helicopter had came and they passed us up. And when we seen y'all looking at us, we got, oh my God, we got so emotional.
The Navy and Air Force working together, lifting Singleton to safety. Then this moment, as her son joins her. Finally, her husband, the family safely reunited.
When you were in that helicopter, what were you thinking?
Thank you for saving us.
I'm so relieved now. Y'all just don't know. We in dry land. We ain't walking in water. This is my mom.
But Singleton's mother, like so many others, is still stranded, desperate for help.
My mama's still stuck in her house. Please, somebody, go get my mama out of there. She old and she can't move around like that.
Even for the lucky, safety almost seemed out of reach. Whipping winds tossed rescue baskets. Jaquetta White clung to 6-year-old Bella. They thought the worst had already passed.
We've been watching Houston go through it, and now to actually have to go through it ourselves is life can change in a minute.
Flooding has completely cut off the roads to Beaumont. The city of 120,000 is now an island. Colette Sulcer and her infant were swept into a canal. She lost her life, saving her baby. Tonight, the waters continue to rise.
I've been through Katrina, Rita, and Ike, and this is by far the worst.
The convention center where evacuees are being brought is being turned into essentially a military base. These helicopters have been landing and taking off all day long.
Because this is the only way out. Within hours, hundreds of people poured into this shelter just outside Beaumont. The frightened, the shaken, the elderly being carried in. newborns in the arms of rescuers.
I got my life, and my baby, my family.
I lived there 34 years, and suddenly your life is destroyed overnight. It just, until it happens to you, you can't explain it.
These families leaving behind everything, but holding on tightly to what matters most.
It turned dire in Beaumont quickly. While we were on the ground and in the air, there were more than 300 rescues, and they continue tonight. The crews we were with in the air say they have infrared. Those helicopters, Lester, they'll be flying all night.
Boy, Miguel, what a sense of the human drama. Hats off to those rescuers. Thanks for bringing us that story tonight. Now to Houston, where the crisis is far from over, even as the floodwaters begin to relent in the nation's fourth largest city. The death toll there is climbing dramatically, and today divers made a discovery they have been dreading. That family washed away in this enormous tragedy. We get the latest from NBC's Gabe Gutierrez.
Today in Texas, the death toll grew sharply. Search crews discovering the submerged van believed to belong to the Saldivar family. 6 relatives who had been missing for days. Retirees and their great-grandkids, the youngest just 6 years old.
Our worst fears have been realized.
Also near Houston, 2 volunteer rescuers are dead and 2 others are missing after authorities say they hit a power line and were electrocuted. Among the tragedies of Harvey, the uncertainty of other families still desperately searching for loved ones, some of their faces posted online.
Do you expect the death toll to climb?
Yes. I worry about what we're going to find when we start doing our secondary searches and when the water starts finally moving along.
So far, water rescues have topped 18,000 and more than 32,000 people are packing shelters. Today, evacuees streamed into one of Houston's newly opened mega shelters.
We inside. They got people